Okay. I believe we are live. Let's do a sound check. Make sure everything is working here.
Using ChatGPT. Here's how to use it right. This is like ChatGPT, but for trading. It's called FINA.
Okay. All right. Okay, it's been a while since I've done I've done the YouTube. All right, so that little scalping trade would have worked. I just took it out early because I was opening up the YouTube channel. I'm just going to mute myself. I'm kind of watching the trade as on my phone, and I have it set up here, so hopefully the sound is okay. My style of trading is a little bit different. I'm always trying to push the boundaries of what this system can do, and I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So I do a blend of the auto trading and the money flow tracker system. I like to kind of manually work with the autos, if that makes sense. For example, and this is my trading right here. This is what I'll trade the power play on, and then I trade the 8 uni. Now, what you don't see is I'm also trading a 24 Unorenco MNQ. That's activated. That goes on in the background. I have a 20 uni chart right here. This is what I look at before I set up the power play. I'm looking for the right environment. Can I turn the volume up? Hang on, let me see if I can. Is that any better for the volume? Not much. Okay. Let's see if I can.
Order submitted.
Okay. Maybe this will help with the volume. Just let me know. I have a couple different microphones. You can barely hear him. Other people can hear me. Okay, this is about as high as I can get the volume on my end. You might have to switch something on your side to increase it. Or their right line is going to be troubleshooting things as we go too. So, hey, so good morning, everybody. Like I said, I'm not used to doing the YouTube, so went down was good before. Okay, so how about that? Is that any better? That much better. Okay. All right. This will be the setup then. All right. So I'm looking for a good environment to set up my power play in the morning. This is what I do. I'm looking for this scenario right here. I mean, this should be a perfect storm to set up the power play. I got a reversal candle. I got a B signal on my 20 range. I'm below the 50 in the power play, and I even have the stair step on it, okay, which is everything that we look for when we trade an 8 uni. If different parts of the day, this is what I would be looking for, okay. because I don't only trade this in the morning. I'll trade this in the afternoon too. I'm just looking for optimum setup. Okay. This I probably would look to trade. This I would look to trade. I would activate it. Probably activate it here. Definitely activate it here. Okay, I'm looking for a nice setup. I'm looking for, for the most part, I'm looking for a B signal. I mean, that's always the best. I'm always looking at where my 50 is in relationship to my C signal. That's always helpful. And I use this when I trade the other charts too, because I like to see when I'm scalping the A-uni, I like to see what this yellow line is doing. Charles, I think everyone can hear me on my. I think I've got my YouTube. Hang on, I think I've got my volume maxed out here on everything I have, and the market's going to open in 3 minutes. I think you're still very soft. I'll try to speak as loud as I can. I think it might have to do with because other people can hear me, so I don't know if it's necessarily on my end. If I open up any desk and I get Charles in here, I think it's gonna throw a whole bunch of stuff off here. Most cannot hear you. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to have hang on a second. I'll have yeah, give me a call, Charles, if you can. That'd be great. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, some people can hear me, some people can't. So my address is 1391 907 722. Oh, that is true. I believe so. I have the mic that I got before that you told me to get that standalone one. I have it turned off now, but because we're talking. Um, I don't. There we go. Oh, the F fine. Put that one on the bottom one. Yeah, that should work.
Order filled.
Okay, now I've got both microphones back on again. How does this sound? Okay, we got both microphones kicking in right now. Okay, so much better. Okay, perfect. All right, I think we got it. Okay, and put that that other microphone on. Okay. Yep. Thank you. All right, thanks. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let this thing kick in. It's heading right into the VWAP here. Okay, all right. Wow, NQ scalper is wow. Okay, okay, let me get my head back in the game here. Looking for a scenario where I can activate the scalper. I'm sorry, the power play drone. Big reversal candle here off of the VWAP. It might be shallow because it goes up here again. When I look at how these candles look, I look at the yellow line here on my 30 range. This started crashing down. If this would have gone below the 50, this thing has a chance to get to the 50. On my 20 Unorenko, if that breaks the 50 line, you'll have a tendency to continue and blow right through. These are observations that we make. Okay. Right now, I'm not liking to set up the power play yet. It's just I don't like how this yellow line is going. In fact, one could make an argument that this was divergence right here. Every time this started creating newer highs, the C signal was getting lower and lower. Right now, we look at the 50 on here. I go, okay. It's going to act as support and resistance. It might blow through, it might bounce, but what's going to do it? It may hesitate. Okay, and that if it could wick you out if you were in a trade. Now I'm looking at this is when I look at my other 20 Unorenko here. See, it bounced there. If this thing would have popped through, then chances are this was going to start of an A signal on here, and this would have continued down. Now, those are nice to get when you have, if you're manually trading or whatever, you get in here, and then as you're approaching, you're in profit. And if that thing kicks under the C signal on the 20 Unorenko, this thing's going to start tanking. Okay? All right, I'm dancing around the VWAP right here. I'm not. I kind of want to get some separation from the VWAP here before I set up the. Everything has. Hang on. Everything has A, B signals. Anytime you have this gear, you're looking for an A or B signal. Now, I took my C signal off of my power play. So, rules of the power play, we gotta be, price has to be below the 50 or above the 50. Now I've got order flow that says otherwise. Might be breaking off with an A. Gotta get this below the 50. Looks like we might be heading up again. I don't like the situation right here for the. You know what? I think I'm going to activate it. Okay, I activated. Oh, I don't like that lag. I do have at 55, I do have some. I'm disabling it again. Now one can make an argument, why are you disabling and enabling the auto trader? I'm just waiting for the perfect scenario. Or a better scenario. And when I see this breaking down like this, that doesn't make me extremely happy. Okay, I activate it again. Let's see if it kicks in when I get a B signal. This reversal engulfing candle here. Yeah, I would. I'm gonna take it off again. And that's part of what I'm looking at here is in the room that I have in the morning. I like to really push the limits of what this system can do. So I'm always testing phase. Whether it be my NDT that I'm playing with, or with that. But you're right. What is the perfect scenario? Would it be waiting, if it could be coded that we're waiting for, if we're waiting for, a higher time frame to be, in this case, the 20 Urenco, to be in that perfect storm, which would be probably either a B signal, which would be the flat line, and the C signal going up. In this case, I mean, it was A signal working, but I'm telling you, this is always going to be the most perfect scenario. I think, from how I've looked at it, and I've traded this auto trade, not just at the open. I've waited for this, having the 20 unit having a B signal, and then waiting for. See, I might get an entry on here soon, but I'd like to get through this pivot. But I would say, if there was any coding that could be done, oh, you picked up a winner on the
Order
power play?
submitted.
Awesome. Okay, I'm in a power play now. Now, my only thing I don't like with this is that I entered it right at a pivot, and this could be divergence right here. I know we don't talk about it much, but it can be a real thing when you're dealing with this power play. Especially with this breaking. But I've got B signal on the 20. This is trying. I might be this is one I might be squeezing. I don't want to. And I know this is sometimes cheating here, but it's kind of like, well, I want to get something out of it, but I'll at least put it at the bottom of this candle. And I have a tendency to squeeze these too much. I see a little profit, and I'm like, I'm going for it. Okay, let it. It's got a nice wick on the bottom. Let me get my order flow back. Haven't broken yet, but I had a little profit there. I could have taken it. I'm not liking this break right here. Not gonna lie to you. This has me a little. I'm on. There we go. Come on, push. Ah. There we go. Come on. Oh, well, I'm going to push this up so at least I don't lose anything.
Order filled.
I just, if it gets me back in, maybe it'll get me back in. And this is up. Oh, there we go. This is when I don't let the system do what it's supposed to do, because that I could have squeezed this up a little bit more, but this has me just a little bit. When this breaks down through here, this could be done. Now, again, my 20 uni hasn't given up on me yet. Okay, and that's on me squeezing that.
Order submitted.
I'm back in. I'm not liking this scenario. Now, I did get an engulfing candle. I might take these off. These don't have a whole lot of it's just added. I do have a tendency to manage the auto trades. Yeah, that's just something that I have. I see things happening, and I'm just going to let it go this time. I'm just going to let it. It gives me a loss or it gives me a winner. I'm not letting the system do what it's supposed to do, because I don't like to. When I see. I think it's you. There's nothing wrong with managing your auto trade. I like to lock in the profits. Now things are looking better. See, me personally, I would lock this in, but I think let's see, let the system lock in some profits here. Let's see if it'll jump in. I'm not sure where this locks in profit, though. Not much going on with the 8 uni. I probably would have taken this up for a scalp, this up for a scalp, this up for a scalp. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, this is sorry, this is going up. I'm not losing it. Now I know Rory. There we go. That's where it would have kicked in. Okay, now it's set up the. If I wouldn't have moved it, it would have taken it right there. Okay, and now I see where Rory locks in his profit.
Order filled.
All right. Okay, you're right. I could have let this. I could have let this easily just go on its own, and it would have taken me right up to my prop. Now I am taking that off before it gets me in again. So, yeah, that worked. Here again, I kind of waited for a better scenario, and the scenario I like for this is this to be above the 50 and in a power play, a B signal situation. This would work. Like I said, some of these others would work, but for me, this is a more perfect scenario for the power play to work. Okay. Just here again, just my opinion. Now, my 24 Unorenko did kick off earlier in a trade, and it was a swing trade and has a little loss. So I'm still positive right now. So now this is where I play with the 8 uni, trying to figure out scalping techniques. I'm not gonna trade this anymore, but I will use this as a tool to where I think I can scalp some 8 uni. Now there is an auto trade set up on the 8 uni. I don't have it set up right now. I have it set up on the 24. Okay. And to tell you the truth, this is okay. I'll tell you what I'm looking at here for an 8 uni. Two things. This is your classic trade right here. Your pullback and go. That's always going to be the bread and butter of the system. Now what I'm looking for is scalping, and I'll tell you the truth, this may have been a I'm looking for a reversal candle with a second tier bias to match for a scalp. Okay, hang on a second. I have my daughter's heading off to school. I'm just going to say goodbye to her real quick. Okay. See, in my room, we like to experiment with reversals, and probably there's 2 or 3 types of trades we like to look at, or I'm looking at, and if I can get a nice pattern of success in there, maybe a strategy can be created. Like I said, I like to push the boundaries of this, of what it can do. But this is really critical. I mean, I'm looking for reversals. I'm looking for a break right here of the 50. Okay. Now, for this to continue, I really need the 20-unit Renko. You know, in some situations when you're right at the 50 moving average, if this is close to the 50 and this breaks through, this thing will continue down. And then what happens is you end up with that A signal here that turns into a B signal. And that's the money maker.
Order submitted.
If this stays, this could potentially be a scalp. If this stays red, this is red, this is down.
Order filled.
Let's see if I get my scalp here. Now here again, this is close to the 50, but it hasn't broke. This is not breaking yet, so this could be a little dangerous here. Ooh, don't like that. Come on, give me one more surge. It's breaking.
Order filled.
Man, one tick away. Oh, that's just... oh, that's brutal. Oh, man, I was right here. One tick away. I should have just grabbed it. Okay, well, that happens. That's why, like, you know, we're testing out some new strategies here. I get a big wick. Here again, my if I'm looking at my 20-unit Renko, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the. I'm looking at the C signal here. Well, it's just jumping right back out. You're getting a little bit more aggressive. You're not trading with bias. It's more of a, wow, what? Okay, I don't recall, I could be wrong here. I don't recall any news today. Am I off on something? What happened? Crude oil inventories at 7:30. I don't see any for that type of movement. There is some type of the 50 moving average is right here on this chart, and it's the dashed line over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what what all that movement was. It wasn't news driven, from at least from reports. Oh, they're drilling down on the budget. Thanks, Kenneth. Yeah, that's true. That's something that, unless you have something on TV going, it's I was just looking for reports. Really, we're just in some chop right now. This is just, if you look at the larger time frame, we're going into the 50 right here. It will act a little. Now, I do have my C signal below the 50. I have an A signal going down here, but it's a reversal, or just going back to the 50. Repower, reload, move again. It does create a trading opportunity in here, because as that's going down, smaller charts will be trading below the 50. But we've got a little bit of chop going on right now. Look at this. This is definitely chopping. No more trades on the 24 Unorenco. Just did that one trade. Okay, this is trading a B signal. This is going up. Here again, this is things that I look at here. Now I'm looking at the 20 again. This is going up. This gear is still kind of heading down. It's going to be maybe a little rougher ride, maybe, for this to go up. The explosion indicator, I go back and forth, Kenneth. I mean, I like the explosion indicator. Hang on, there might be something tradable here. Right now, I've been studying the reversal bars, or I always call them hammers and rockets. And I've been looking to see where they land when it comes to the second gear. And in some cases, like I said, I thought it was going to work over where I traded it before, and I took that loss. Or now I'm just looking at big pullbacks with order flow and see what they are in relationship to my 30 range. It's kind of like a power play on the 8 uni in relationship to the 30 range. Like before, this is what we trade. The 30 range power play based on a 20 unit Renko higher time frame. Well, although I would consider it more of a 34 range would be the higher time frame, but 30 range is close enough. I'm looking for, here again, the perfect, a better scenario to trade this. Now, obviously, it would bias would be one thing, but right here, this candle right here, I kind of like that.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Now, there's 2 times I've gotten close to my first target, and it bailed on me. Now, I am going into this purple line here, which is probably not the best thing to trade into. Here again, 1 tick away. So what is giving me this? Some of these you have to just close out with a little bit. Will it make my first target? I think it will. But boy, is it giving me a headache.
Target filled. Stop filled.
Now, I was 1 tick away the last time. Now, this line is probably a pretty big deal. I don't remember this purple line here. Current open. That's why I changed it to usually I was trading a 1-2 with a 1 and the 2 runner, but then I thought to myself, I get a lot of first targets. Why not just let it just hit my first target, get $200, and if that, I only have to do that 2 or 3 times, and then I'm in good shape. Now, this I'm also looking at here again, big pullback. This could work also, but let's look at this. I'm going into my 50, big pullback, flatlined on that. Can we take some of these outside wicks running down? Now, usually we want to see 2. Let's see if we get 3/4 of a candle breaking but I don't know if we will, because look, I got to get through my 50 here. This is going to act as a little bit of it's gonna hold it up. Very, very rarely will it just run through. It happens, but not always. And it's just that little hesitation that can cause a little wick to go up or a body to go up that can take you out. So in this case, let's get through this volume zone here. You got a B signal here. Price is below. Yes. It's 20 ticks. And that's everything, yeah.
Order submitted.
Is it enough? Maybe not. No, I'm taking this out. Sorry.
Order canceled.
I got a little... See, this is going up like this. I'm telling you, this really reacts to this, to these Unorenkos. Now this, you know, there again, that could have worked right here for our first target. Now look at the 20 Unorenko. It's dancing on the 50 moving average. It's just going to cause a little bit of headache until it decides what direction it's going on, and then that will set up this scenario, which sets up this. And that's what I'm looking at trading is I like the power play in the beginning, and then I go to 8 uni. That's what I like to trade. I've tried trading both of these together at the same time. Don't like it. Again, I'm trying to create potential strategies here, so... This, I don't necessarily like taking these off of flat trend lines. Here again, too close to, yeah, it is above the 50. If my C signal gets above the 50, it's just a little too choppy right now. I like this trade potentially, but here again, just like the nice scenario is when this flatlines. When this flatlines, at 712. Looking for a trade, just like my preference trading the 30 range power play when the 20 unit Renko flatlines in a B signal. One could make the argument, well, why don't you just wait for things to flatline before you trade? You could. And you got to understand, I have the biases really. I'm using a 34 bias here. Lots of times when you're trading the 8 uni, they go down to a 13 bias. I mean, this is a conservative bias. Yeah, this is the NDT. Here we go. Now we're getting something. Now we're going right back into the open. Oh yeah, I think I have, Charles, I think I have it all the way up. And then this is in the next direction. This is my voice. I think we're at maximum volume right here. There's a big
Order
wick here.
submitted. Order filled.
Let's see if it pushes through. Let's see if it can give me the acceleration I'm looking for. I know I went into the open. But if I was trading the this is flatline, this needs to go up.
Stop filled.
Oh, it got me. This probably would have been better off to take this one instead of this one. See, this worked on the hammer to go up. This was just a little too close to today's open, which I think is really, now that I look back at it, yeah, it's needs a little more. That's all right. I've come from behind. Here again, I'm still. Thanks, Charles. The reason I thought it may punch through here, again, a little bit more aggressive trading. This was over the 50. This is breaking. This flatlined. Again, maybe this would have been a better one to take than this one, but I think this open, probably I shouldn't have pressed it, because it did fail here. It did fail here. It did fail here. It's just kind of like just a little bit of chop right now. Let's look at the overall picture of it. Yeah, it's definitely chopping through this channel here.
Order submitted.
Let me see, this was red.
Order filled. Target filled.
Oh, I'm getting into a C2. That's nice. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Going into a volume zone.
Stop
right
filled.
there, yeah. All right, got a little bit of it back. Red bar, red, kicking below. When I was trading this. This is flatlined here to go down. This gave me a reversal bar. This went neutral for an instance and kicked it right down and shot it right back up. It just seems like what we're dealing with here is on the 20 unit Renko. We got the 50 moving average, which is basically right around 83, right in this area. And then we have the open up here, and it's just dancing between these two. We got to get a breakout on one of these.
Order submitted.
Am I going to get through this? This is either going to explode through or it's going to... I've got scenario here. My 20 unit Renko was flatlined. All three charts are flatlined here with B signals.
Order filled.
Let's see if that is enough to punch me through. Here again, really challenged with this 50 moving average on the 20 unit Renko. It's holding this up. But rarely do I see all three charts with a B signal. And
Stop filled.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's mark that off the strategy list. Again, we're testing. We're testing to see what would work. Excuse me. Now I'm dealing with the open again right here. Well, I really well, I even had my stairs to go down. That's this surprised me. I really thought the order flow was with that pullback here. I thought this thing was going to sail right down to the VWAP. Not giving me a whole lot of opportunities. Again, let's look. A signal. Price is below the 50. Well, wouldn't let me take that. Look at that. What the heck does that have to do? We're just chopping right now. It's like if you made your money, then just wait. Wait till probably after 8 o'clock at this point. Okay, let it get to the volume zone. Let's see if you can get through here. C2, bias, quants, don't have the acceleration dot yet. Why isn't that allowing me to trade? Huh. Wow, it's just chopping along here. I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing. Talk about that. Okay. Let me change this to. It's not allowing me to do that. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'll just change it over. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, then I will shut this down then. Okay, everyone, thank you for attending the YouTube channel. We got to see the power play in action once I let it do its thing, and we will call it a day, and I will see the YouTube another time when Rory needs me. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Be blessed out there.